Alright, good morning everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a regular engine oil change replacement on this 2009 BMW X5 3.0 engine size. It's pretty straightforward, but let's start with it. So I'm going to begin right here by removing this part right here. You're going to have to remove the filter unless you need to change the filter. I already checked the filter. My filter is fine. If you need to do that, you just keep removing these tabs over here. Just push them to the side, lift it up, and the air filter's in there. For me, it's good to go. So what I'm going to do is right here, I'm just going to remove this part. And I've already loosened it. You just got to play with it a little bit. It comes out. Just put it to the side somewhere. I've already loosened up the oil filter. I'm gonna take it out. The reason why you do this is so air could get inside and then push the oil down. So we're just gonna remove this right now. Like I said, I already loosened it. Normally it's not gonna be this loose, and you don't want it this loose. You gotta tighten it up. So I'm gonna take this out slowly but surely. Sometimes you want to give it a couple of seconds for the oil to go down, which I've done already because I loosened it. Shake it up good because you don't want to make a mess. Put this to the side, and you do the same thing with the oil cap right here where you normally fill it up. It's also good to open this side up. Again, let the air go through. So now we're going to get underneath the car. I've jacked it up just slightly, just to create enough room for me to get in there and be able to loosen up the drain pan. So the plug, I'm sorry, not the drain pan, the plug. So let's get started with that. Alright everybody, I got my drain pan here to collect the oil that's going to come out. This is using a 17mm wrench, so I'm just going to start to break this apart, loosen it up. There you go. That's all there is to it. I'm going to start taking this out slowly but surely. Again, 17mm is required for this. We'll let the oil drain out. Alright, now I'm going to put the plug back in. I put in the new ring that comes in with the filter itself, so it's in there. This is almost done, so I'm going to start to tighten it up before we move to the filter portion of the job. You tighten this, I don't know exactly the torque specs, but you do want to tighten this and make it pretty tight but not go crazy with it where you strip the threads. So just tighten it hand tight, but give it a couple of extra pushes. One more, that I think that's it. That's it. I'm gonna remove the old oil, take it out of here, and proceed to the next step. Alright, now we're going to replace the oil filter. So usually for German vehicles you use man filter. Those are the recommended ones. In this particular vehicle, again, the 2009 BMW X5 3.0 engine, this is what's recommended, HU816X. Open this up. What I normally like to do is when I take the old one out, I put it back in here, put it in a plastic bag, wrap it up. Please recycle according to your regular codes in your towns and cities where you live in. Basically, this is just very simple. You pull it out slowly, and we'll put this here, and then I'll make sure I take care of it later on. What's also recommended is these two rings right here get replaced. They come with a filter. It's very straightforward. Just put one of these pick tools in there. There's one. Same thing with the other one. Oops. Go. I want to give it a little cleanup. I leave the old residue in there. Just clean it up as best as you can. The more of the old oil you take out, the better, obviously. Go. Take out the new rings, put them in there. So you need that to go down all the way down to, not the last line, but the one next to it. That's where it needs to sit on. I don't know if you guys could see that. Right there. Right there. There you go. Make sure it's in the right order. Now we're going to take the tiny one. So small. Gotta be careful you don't lose this thing. My goodness. And that goes on this ring right here. That's all there is to it. Take the filter. Normally, I don't know if there's an up and down side. They look the same both sides. But I normally like to keep the wording on top. You push this in. There you go, until you hear that click. Once you hear that click, you see the tip is sticking out a little bit, then you're good to go. Alright guys, there's some residual oil in there. I'm going to get a rag and try to dry that up. Like I said earlier, the more of the old oil that comes out, the better. We don't want any of that stuff in there. As much as you can. That's it. Start to screw this back in place. Start by doing a hand tight as far as you can with your hand, and then you give it a couple of good turns. You don't want to over tighten it because this is plastic. It either might crack or you might end up ruining the threads on it, and then you're gonna have to order a new one. This is it. Like I said, give it a couple of good twists. That's it. Alright, as far as oil, this particular vehicle takes 6.9 liters. Liters equate to almost exactly 1 quart. You can see here it says 5 US quarts, 4.73 liters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about 6.5, almost 7 quarts in it. Also, BMW obviously recommends you use their oil, or if not, then use Castrol, and that's what I'm going to be using here. I'm not sponsored by them. This is the oil I bought with my own money, and just because it's suggested, I'm using that. Obviously, another thing they suggest, and it's right here, actually, it says that it needs to be synthetic, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm using synthetic oil, But in my case, since this vehicle has exactly 100,000 miles, I'm also going to use the high mileage one. So here we go. Castrol. Oh, also worth pointing out that this is what's recommended. This is the number for the oil that's used on these vehicles, 5W30. So let's get started. Start pouring almost 7 quarts of oil into this crankcase. Put the cover back on. Make sure you tighten it until it doesn't go any further. Now let's put the remaining pieces together. Push this in there until these tabs have locked in. That's it. Lock it in place over here. That's it. We're done. Alright everybody, now I'm going to show you how to reset the oil on the dashboard here, so the vehicle knows that the oil has been changed. Normally the mileage for every oil change automatically is set to 9,000. Also I want to point out, I'm sorry I'm doing this in the dark, because apparently early in the daytime when I was changing the oil, I forgot to hit record. So let's get started. So basically the way this works is you got to put the key in the ignition, put it on, just hit the start button. The car shouldn't be started, but just hit the start button enough to the point where the dashboard is lit up. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come here to the left and press this button and hold on to it until the triangle comes on, and then you see the brake signal. There you go. Then what you do is you keep pressing the button until you get the oil sign. That's the one. As you can see, it says 9,000 because obviously earlier, like I said, I forgot I hit reset by thinking that I was recording, but I didn't. So let's do it one more time. Press triangle, brake, now let go, and then just keep scrolling until you see the oil. Then you press and you hold again, and you're going to see reset. Continue to hold, and you're going to see a quick blink. There you go. 9,000. And then that's it. You're good to go. You could then take the key out of the car, and you're good to go for the next 9,000 miles. I hope you enjoyed this video. Most importantly, I hope it was helpful. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. I've been doing quite a few videos, and I plan to do more videos on different cars on various maintenance and repairs. So please like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. Thank you, and have a great day or great night.